Greetings, Exile. Making this build has been quite the journey. I first came up with the idea back in 0.2, where I had some moderate success. But this time, things are completely different. The damage is off the charts, Sir Bonk is tankier than ever, and now he's the one dishing out the bonks. So witness how the sixth prodigy of the Bonk family crushes everything in his path. For this build, we mainly use 3 skills together: Rolling Slam, Bone Shatter, and Hammer of the Gods. Rolling Slam is our main skill for priming enemies for stun, so we support it with gems like Stun 2 and Brink 2, which massively increase stun build-up while making sure enemies don't get heavy stunned too early. And with all the stun scaling we've built in, this skill alone can reliably heavy stun even the hardest bosses. On top of that, our high aftershock chance applies the same stun build-up and damage again, making it even stronger. Next is Bone Shatter, which we use mostly for clear. Hitting a primed enemy with it produces damaging shockwaves. To push this further, we link it with Impact Shockwave and Ancestral Call 2. Impact Shockwave makes Bone Shatter produce multiple shockwaves instead of just one, while Ancestral Call spawns clones that attack with Bone Shatter in a wider area, all of them generating shockwaves as well. Together, this turns our clear into absolute chaos. Finally, we have Hammer of the Gods, the build's main damage skill. To use it, we need to generate glory, which comes from heavy stunning enemies. Normal monsters give 1 glory, magic give 2, rares give 5, and uniques always give 20. Since the skill requires 20 glory to activate, so heavy stunning a unique enemy always guarantees that we can use the skill. Now, here's where the damage gets crazy. Hammer of the Gods has insane hit damage scaling, reaching over 2200% attack damage at level 32, which is perfect for bleeding since bleed scales off the physical damage of the hit. We scale this even more with bleed magnitude, which acts as a more multiplier for bleeding. And to push things further, we use Atalui's bloodletting support, which converts the skill to cost life instead of mana and gives bonus extra physical damage based on life cost. Because we stack supports with high mana multipliers, the skill ends up costing around 945 life, which translates into a massive damage boost. And since we can't keep heavy stunning bosses repeatedly, we extend the bleed duration from multiple sources, doubling it from 5 seconds to around 10. This ensures our bleeds tick for far longer, amplifying total damage. But bleed builds are nothing without aggravated bleed, which straight up doubles the damage. To guarantee this, we've got several layers of backup. The first is using Rupture support on Mace Strike to aggravate bleed while the boss is heavy stunned. Then we have passive tree notables like Internal Bleeding, which gives 20% chance for empowered slams and aftershocks to aggravate bleed, and Aggravation, which gives 10% chance to all attacks to aggravate bleed. Together, that's a 30% chance to aggravate bleed on every empowered slam and aftershock. And if RNG still screws us, we've got Deep Wounds, which ensures any bleed lasting over 4 seconds automatically becomes aggravated on hit. Since our bleeds last 10 seconds, that means at least 6 seconds of every bleed is guaranteed to be aggravated. Now that you know how the build works, let's take a quick look at the skills and supports we're running. We start with Mace Strike on Weapon Set 1, linked to Brutality, Rage 3. Rapid Attacks 2, Armor Break 3, and Rupture Support. This isn't a skill we use often. Its main purpose is simply to aggravate bleeding on heavy stunned enemies. Alongside that, we have Raised Shield set up on both weapon sets, linked with Retaliate 2, Knockback, Steadfast 2, and Mobility Support. This one is used a lot in boss fights, both to daze enemies for extra stun build-up and to block dangerous attacks or spells. For priming monsters for stun, we use Rolling Slam on Weapon Set 1 with Brutality 3, Brink 2, Close Combat 2, Stun 2, and Rage 3 support. As I explained earlier, the whole point of this skill is setting enemies up. Once they're primed, we follow through with Bone Shatter, also on Weapon Set 1, linked to Impact Shockwave, Magnified Area 2, Ancestral Call 2, Defy 2, and Life Leech 3 support. This is our main clear tool, generating a ton of shockwaves across the screen. For mobility, we've got Shield Charge on Weapon Set 2, linked with Stun 3, Brink 2, Rage 3, Rapid Attacks 3, and Life Tap. Then there's Seismic Cry on Weapon Set 1, supported by Raging Cry. Tireless, Cooldown Recovery 2, Enduring Impact 2, and Life Tap support, which gives us rage generation and stronger aftershocks. To convert bleed damage into stun buildup and armor breaking, we use Bloodhound's Mark on both weapon sets with Maim, Mark for Death, Impale, and Life Tap support. Finally, the big one, Hammer of the Gods. This is linked with Italoi's Bloodletting, Heft, Exploit Weakness, Fist of War 3, and Brutality 3. I've already gone over how this works in detail, but this is the centerpiece of our boss damage. On the persistent buff side, we run Herald of Blood linked with Bleed 3, Bursting Plague, Poison 3, Admixture and Magnified Area 2 for clear through bleed explosions. Time of Need is linked with Compressed Duration 2, Herbalism 2 and Cannibalism 2, giving us healing over time and ailment removal. And finally, Wind Dancer is supported by Brutality 3, Magnified Area 2, Brink 2, Stun 3, and Close Combat 2, letting us instantly prime packs for stun so Bone Shatter can clean up with ease. Now let's take a quick look at the equipment. Starting with the weapon, we're using a two-handed mace with extremely high physical damage. It's socketed with 2 soul cores of Upper Lottie to cap out our bleed chance, which saves us a good number of skill points on the tree. A weapon like this usually costs around 150 to 200 divines, but don't worry. You can actually craft something very close to it for about 60 to 70 divines by following my mace crafting guide. Next, our shield gives us high life, armor, resistances, and most importantly, the modifier that applies a percentage of armor to elemental damage taken from hits. These shields are not too expensive and can be found fairly easily. But if you want to save even more currency, you can buy one with 3 perfect suffixes. Then slam it with a perfect exalted orb using Omen of Homogenizing Exaltation and Desecrate to finish it off. After that is the amulet, which is tailor-made for this build. It gives melee skill levels, resistances, strength, spirit, maximum life, and even a percentage of maximum life. It can be pricey, but I have a full guide on how to craft one yourself. For rings, we're using one Venopuncture, the only unique we need for this build, which grants bleed chance and magnitude. The second ring is rare, giving us resistances, life, strength, and mana leech. That last stat is very important because skill costs at higher levels can get out of control. The helmet, boots, and gloves all follow a similar pattern. Lots of life, armor, resistances, and the all-important armor applies to elemental damage taken modifier. The gloves also have dexterity and melee gem levels, with physical damage being a nice but non-mandatory bonus. The boots additionally give movement speed and strength. Our belt provides life, strength, and resistances. Just make sure it has at least 2 charm slots. And finally, the body armor is a big one. It gives us a ton of armor, life, high resistances, and of course, the armor to elemental damage mod. It's also socketed with greater iron runes to push the armor value even higher. In the skill tree, we're running 2 key jewels, a rare time-lost ruby jewel and the unique from nothing diamond jewel. Both provide incredible value for this build. The time-lost ruby jewel is socketed near unbending and gives bleed magnitude and duration per affected notable, plus a radius upgrade and even stun build-up scaling. It's basically perfect for what we're doing. Now, getting one with all these exact mods won't be easy, so aim for bleed magnitude, bleed duration, and large radius first. Then, if you want to push for perfection, you can try desecrating for the final mod. Meanwhile, the From Nothing jewel lets us allocate nodes near Valpact without having to path all the way over there, which opens up access to bleed duration, bleed magnitude, and movement speed nodes in the same cluster, making it ridiculously efficient. For Weapon Set 1, we focus on raw damage nodes to pump up our offense, while Weapon Set 2 is invested into utility, providing us movement speed and immunity to every possible slow when using shield charge. Whether it's chilled ground, maim, or those painfully annoying temporal chains, nothing can slow us down. As for Ascendancy, we start with Earthbreaker after the first trial, which gives us chance to trigger additional aftershocks. After the second trial, we respec out of Earthbreaker and instead grab Colossal Capacity and Hulking Form for a big boost from all small passive nodes. Once the third trial is done, we pick Earthbreaker again. And finally, after the fourth trial, we finish with Mysterious Lineage for more life scaling. I haven't covered everything in this video, so if you want the full details, make sure to check out my Mobile Edicts guide. I will leave a link to it in the video description below. If you enjoy these off-meta builds, don't forget to like, subscribe, and bonk that notification bell until it's permanently heavy stunned. And if you want to stay even more updated on the madness I'm cooking next, follow me on Twitch or join our Discord server. As always, thanks for watching Exile.